The Diary of a Certified Psychopath, 22nd of August 2021. How very PCC, that is, plain-clothed and cleatless. Weather prophets, aided by stratospherically sophisticated satellite-based technology, predict moderate northwesterly with a 15% probability of precipitation. Old frayed flag and single upwardly pointed index finger agree, as do my own eyes, ears and bones. Given such a low likelihood of elemental adversity tarnishing a shiny new toy, I opted to switch steeds, from a classic thoroughbred to contemporary hybrid, in the form of my most recent ELTI, Essential Long-Term Investment to Career Cyclists, a 9er MCR9 RDO, the only factory-produced, non-bespoke solution I was able to source that combined drop handlebars with road-style geometry and full active suspension. With this lighter and marginally swifter machine at my disposal, and the wind mostly in my favour, there should be no real problem in carrying out yesterday's mission. Being technically marketed as a gravel grinder, and guzzling trails faster than a chocolate Labrador with scoffin almond croissant, I gave it a decent dusty buzz with the opening portion of the Downs Link Road, a twisty, gritty and presently secluded off-piste route, which connects Shoreham to Guildford and snakes its casual way alongside the River Ada, before returning to the far rougher road surface, oh the irony, of our old friend Coombs Lane. The Downs Link appeared in splendid summer bloom, and it was sheer heaven to fully appreciate the sun casting its dappled doodles through rich rustling green gloom, arrayed in vibrantly coloured foliage. Stop 1, Stenning, again, for supper-centric supplies, though it appears most of the village's premium franchises shut up shop on Sundays. The longer I'm stationary, the more I stress over not getting back up to speed, a habit I must spin out of my system. Sneaky shortcuts through Horn and Homebush lanes en route to Hurstpier Point. The Horn in question has had a recent resurface, while Homebush remains a horror show of potholes and crevices. Pondered a proper coffee stop in Hassocks, whose high street, like Stenning's, was largely out of service, but already burdened with a loaded backpack. I did not want to impede myself up Baron von Beacon any more than was necessary. To summarise, a thoroughly invigorating outing, complemented by conditions that verged on perfection, thus allowing me to fulfil significantly more than the challenge's daily target of 45 kilometres. Regardless of Mr. Garmin's numerical babbling, I allowed instinct to be my pace setter throughout, whilst trying to ensure that every muscle group was summoned for duty, by applying a cocktail of cadences. The highlight was unquestionably my beloved Niner's maiden ascent of Ditchling Beacon, which proved steady, serene and cathartically successful. Several further dismounts for rations on my westerly traversal across town, trying desperately to locate any establishment that isn't part of a supermarket chain which stays open after noon, and a delayed fix of caffeine round the corner from Home Sweet Home. A Sunday full of sunshine, smiley socials and mostly sane motorists. It's almost like the good old times of 2018. 23rd of August 2021. New habits for old haunts. Weather. Cloudy but serene with a sweet 17 degrees, and a calm, clement north breeze for company, not to mention welcome assistance owing to some crafty route planning. Despite the luxury of a largely errand-free morning, I happily had elected to don loose cotton over aero lycra, in the interests of perpetuating the carefree mindset that has proven such a net positive in this challenge thus far, in allowing my compulsive subconscious to willingly dispense with performance-related data. Okay, I was forced to stop almost instantly in Shoreham High Street to address what was clearly an excessively flattering or unflattering heart rate monitor, depending on whether one seeks good fitness or optimal calorie burn. This could only be partially resolved by powering my Garmin on and off, which meant I had to stitch two fit files together, which means I can now post a link to this wonderful tool to assist others saddled with similar woes. Negatives to positives. All aboard the magic carpet, and float merrily east along the coast to Hove to offload a couple of parcels, before crawling upwards through a succession of red lights towards its luxurious upper suburbs to tackle one of its classiest centerpieces. Woodland Drive, a spacious and pleasantly benign ascent right up until its last brutal 15% coupe de quad, which may catch any peddler on unfamiliar ground and not schooled in the art of sharp shifting amusingly unawares. A gentle but rather cold climb towards Devil's Dyke, along its namesake road, almost made me regret my clothing call. But once on the north side of the Downs, conditions obligingly warmed up again. Thought I'd weave in a visit to Partridge Green, another picturesque slice of rural mid-Sussex, just to see if it possessed a palatable sustenance station. But with the dearth of time beginning to impose itself, I headed for home through Henfield, and decided to investigate the Fuel Stop coffee house along the way. This building forms part of the Golden Barn Industrial Estate, located on Henfield Road just north of Upper Beeding, which is itself situated at the top of a small but steep ascent. Be sure to log it, Mr. Garmin. The establishment more than lived up to its comprehensively credible online profile as an intrinsically themed provider of freshly baked sweet treats and caffeine-based beverages, manifestly preaching the virtues of extravagant high-velocity, mechanically propelled automotive transport technology, otherwise known as sports cars. As a lifetime non-driver, the notion and principles underpinning this stylishly appointed joint was so diametrically opposed to my own travelling methods that I almost felt like a colossal hypocrite when humbly requesting my salted caramel flapjack from two immensely friendly members of staff, whose humorous disposition suggested they'd witnessed countless other cyclists wrestle with the same moral dilemmas. However, both professed to being rank novices on the elitist science of motoring, which helped alleviate my sense of guilt. Dawdled down the main drag past Shoreham's semi-derelict and nocturnally spooky cement works, then peeled off, something I've never done until now, along the same trail up which yesterday's outing had commenced, and my 24-hour outdoor target of 45 kilometres was dutifully met with a stash of insurance miles in the deposit account for a rainy day.